Hello, you guys. How are you? Let me see. Sorry. Right when I was going to start, I'm like trying to get my computer on and it wasn't plugged up. So it's dead as can be. And yeah, it just gave me some trouble. Hey, Pointer Lover. Hey, Nady. Hey, Violet. Hey, Rose Star. Hey, Lucia. Jamie. Nady. Oh, I already said Nady. Hey, Carol. Aussie True Crime. X Amount. Cool Gamer. Miss Tia Dash. Scallum, as I say, even though I'm sure I got that way wrong. Delicate Doll, and yeah. Hey, thank you, polite scumbag. I was rushing around trying to put some makeup on, and y'all should have seen me as that like rock music is playing. I finally get the computer going. I'm like, I need a drink. So I go to the fridge to get a drink. And I'm like halfway to the fridge and I see this little lizard that's like this big. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this so I can show you guys. So I'm like running around chasing it. And it jumped out of my hands like 4 times to that rock music. It was like the perfect music for what was happening. Finally, I was like, forget it. Oh, thank you, X amount. You know what? Like the bleach, of course, is going to naturally distress a shirt, but that I like it even better once that starts happening because you can kind of see through like the tie-dye spots. You know what I mean? I don't know. But if you don't want that to happen, you should probably not dry it. And I think that would slow down the process a little bit. I was like, forget it. Fine. I won't even show the damn lizard. Lizard chasing soundtrack. I just laid on the couch to rest my back and it's super bright in here. You need some of those dark curtains. Worn out one you've made. I wore it a lot. I wear mine all the time too. I love them. Hey, Broken Justice. I don't make clothes that I don't like, so I just make stuff that I would wear. You probably should make stuff that you think other people would wear, but hey, Jen Lou, how are you? Okay, so this morning I caught a live, and there was a lot of stuff said in this live about the chief of police, Jeff Hadley, who is running the investigation for the case of Quentin Simon. Oh, Izzy, I hope you feel better. Thanks, X amount. Thank you, Broken Justice. It's like my living room / kitchen and bathroom in that little door. Okay, there's a lot of criticism coming from the people who were protesting of the chief of police. I personally, I liked him from day one whenever he got teary-eyed during the press conference. But today there were some claims made about the chief of police that were insane. And I thought this is the perfect thing to try to research because I really love, like in the Summer Wells case, you know, looking into Ronnie Lawson and I find it really, I don't know, I like to do that. So I'm like, okay, let's see who's running let's look at the people who are, you know, in charge of this case that we all care about. 30 minutes of free lives on Matchington Mansion. Jen Lou. Oh, thank you. I didn't do it. We moved by my mom, Broken Justice. See the little boats up there on the banisters? Yeah. And like my door, see the oars over the windows? It's like holding the curtains. But anyways, I want you guys to hear this. I really like this officer. And I thought, okay, there's some big accusations. We know that, you know, Billy Joe has, you know, some prostitution stuff on her record. So I found this really interesting, but here, I want to let you guys hear. Hey, Angie. Wait. I just found out my 16-year-old niece is being pimped out and trafficked. But the gangs are so violent. Oh my God. If there's anything I can do, let me know. Email me or something. Hey, Punksy. Okay. So listen to this. These are claims about the chief of police.
We know that Police Chief Hadley allegedly had some prostitution in his background. Now, how can a police chief that can't follow the law, that, we're all about, breaking the whole ST trade, and here we have a police chief that has actually supported the ST trade in his own personal capacity. How is that man able to be a police chief when he clearly does not follow the law?
Those are big claims. Hold on just one second. I don't think these are things we can just say about people. And I don't know. I thought, well, for one, I will say when people are doing jobs like this, a lot of times they will have, things cleaned up online where it's hard to find stuff. But there is a lot about him online, and I want to show you guys that. But let me show you one last clip. It's like 10 seconds long.
He does not follow the law. And then I find it awfully equally odd that we have two women that are well-known prostitutes being protected by this very police chief.
They are really unhappy about them not being able to protest the way they want. Number one, nobody has a problem with protesting. Even, when Michael did that first interview, he's like, we don't care about the protesters, but nobody wants to hear, it's a neighborhood. People live there. There are kids there. People visit, little kids visiting grandma and things like that. You don't want to hear, what'd you do? I hope the cops put the handcuffs on you as tight as you choked that baby. And he's like the decomposition things that she screamed about the baby, the abuse claims, the thing, calling them crack whores, druggies. I mean, that is not protesting. That is just harassing somebody. I don't know. So wasn't she in politics in some capacity? She shouldn't answer. Sheriffs are elected. So yeah, in some capacity she was. She does a lot of like local stuff with school boards. You can watch. She's got it on her channel still, Oh, thank you, sis. Playing crying baby sounds over the speaker. Yes. I mean, it's just, that is not, I don't know. I know, Patty Ponytail. So I want to show you guys what I was able to find on this sheriff. I've also reached out to him before this. I'm going to do it again. I want to get a statement. I have a feeling they're going to make huge problems for this guy. I feel bad for him, to be honest. I will tell you right now, every single thing I've found on him has been positive. He's been in law enforcement a long time. He came from Florida, actually. She said that. She's right. Then he got a job for like over 15 years in Michigan. What is the town? It was a weird town. Kalamazoo. Then he, the Chatham County Police Department, I guess it didn't exist before. That's kind of the way I took it. I'm going to show you guys everything because I think it's really important. This is important. And these are huge allegations. To sit out there and say something like that. I mean, she added allegedly, but she's just retaliating because she's not getting her way. That's how I feel, but I don't know. I mean, that's how it looks. Not productive except for their bank account. Hey, Rena, good to see you. I'm not involved. Yes, I know. Well, this is the thing, though. It's weird because it's a Chatham County Sheriff's Department, right? Or Chatham County, it's a county department. But when I called and I asked for the sheriff, she's like, you mean the chief? So is the chief also voted for? Or she needs, oh my gosh, Rena. basically, she did a video this morning I'll play the clip again for people who just came in, and then I'm gonna show you guys the research I found on the chief of police, Jeff Hadley, who to me, I liked from day one. I think he seems like a man who does care, and yeah, but okay.
Family. We know that Police Chief Hadley allegedly had some prostitution in his background. Now, how can a police chief that can't follow the law, that, we're all about, breaking the whole ST trade, and here we have a police chief that has actually supported the ST trade in his own personal capacity. How is that man able to be a police chief when he clearly does not follow the law?
Then this, it starts out like right at the end of that sentence.
He does not follow the law. And then I find it awfully equally odd that we have two women that are well-known prostitutes being protected by this very police chief.
My God. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to just sit back and not try to look into this. I don't appreciate that. Especially, I don't know. I just don't like it. I find this to be so wrong, but okay. So let's look here. Jeff Hadley, here is his bio, and then I'm going to show you guys a couple little videos and articles. So he's currently the chief of police for Chatham County, Georgia. Before entering this position, he was the chief of Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety, an agency comprised of 225 sworn police and fire officers. The Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety is the largest public safety department in the U.S. Chief Hadley was selected in June 2008 after a national search conducted by the Police Executive Research Forum. Prior to his selection, he served 15 years with Fort Wayne, I forgot about that, Indiana Police Department, so Indiana and then Florida, Indiana, Michigan, Georgia. Where he rose to the rank of captain and served in such capacities as vice and narcotics commander, director of training, and patrol division. Chief Hadley has started his career as an officer with the Cape Coral Police Department in Florida in 1991. He has a master's degree in management from Indiana Wesleyan University and is a graduate of the 220th session of FBI National Academy and the 48th session of the DEA Drug Unit Commanders Academy. I mean, he is qualified at the very least. During his tenure, Chief Hadley refocused the organization on building relationships with the community and developing trust as a cornerstone to improve public safety. In 2012, he proactively conducted a racial profiling study to measure disparate impact in traffic stops. The results of that study measured significant disparate impact and impact in traffic stops and post-stop activity. The results of that study measured significant disparate impact and made recommendations. I don't even know what that means, y'all. I won't lie. Relative to culture, policy, and training. Since that time, Chief Hadley and staff had endeavored to implement the recommendations. So he's actually tried to make a difference. Look here. During his tenure in Kalamazoo, crimes declined approximately 40%. Now, sorry for that squeaking. I'm going to show you guys. Let me see. Change culture at Kalamazoo. Let's check this out. This is when he was leaving Kalamazoo. Okay. Departing Chief Jeff Hadley changed culture at Kalamazoo Public Safety. 9 years ago, he walked into the department to lead an organization that was at odds with the city manager's office and had a fractured relationship with the community. When I got here on a personal level, I was scared to death, he said. I was 30 years old. I had a lot of ideas, but that's about all I had, quite frankly. He said he was fortunate enough to have bosses like the city manager and former deputy city manager. Let's see. there was some tension in the community with relationships that were somewhat fractured, and I wanted to piece that back together and create some momentum around the relationship with the community. Really, that's been the hallmark of my tenure here. It's really all about the relationship, keeping that in mind and using that as your ethic in all you do. I just tried to be open to everybody. He's now leaving to become chief of Chatham County, Georgia Police Department. The county, which had merged police forces with the city of Savannah, is ending the arrangement and reestablishing its own force. Let's see. Hadley said he will build a department to include 115 to 120 sworn officers. So he has basically built the entire force that is on Quentin's case. Do you get the opportunity to have a blank slate almost and really try to build a department from scratch, mold the culture from day one? That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. He's flattered to have been chosen, so he chosen. Okay, so been elected. That's interesting. An acknowledgement of the work that we've done as a community, as a department, to have recognized somewhere else in the country for someone else to want to bring that to their community. I think that says a lot about Kalamazoo. That's pretty special. People loved him. I mean, when he's the one who led this study that showed black motorists are over, wanted the study to happen, that showed that black motorists were over 2 times more likely to stop by police than white drivers, and prompted him and the department to develop a new consent search policy. He tried to make a positive difference. Let's see. It couldn't be like a mental mess walking around the department. So I knew to keep it together. We had a good team and we were able to get through. He still gets emotional when he talks about an officer who lost their life in the line of duty. He actually, in an interview I watched, he talked about how, the same thing. He's like, I'm an emotional guy, and like, I know I can't be walking around here crying all the time and stuff. Let me see. Yeah, he was very, very, let me see what else in this one. I'll get to things else. He does. Yeah, I mean, and when you start trying to label him as gets prostitutes, he's a married man with kids. He has a family. You're trying to label him as this person that he's not, because you aren't allowed to protest there. And you say the local news is kissing his butt, but you don't have to do that, because the local news doesn't. They've called you hecklers, and they think what you're doing is not very tasteful. I'm choppy. Let me if it's any better. If not, I will go outside. I saw a video today that made me completely so sick. I don't even know what to think about it. Okay, one sec. Let's see. I don't help any. Sometimes having the video, but I'll just go outside. That will. This way, of course, the North Carolina internet sucks. I can't hear it. That's my bad. I don't have a great voice. But okay, one sec. Actually, I got a pee test. Oh. Let's see. Probably still not better because it still says I only have one bar. This internet sucks, you guys. I'm so sorry. Let me know how you guys hear me right now. Baby, come back. Okay. I don't know if that's any better. Maybe not. Maybe so. Let me know. Okay. How do I sound now? Seems okay right now so far. Oh my gosh, it's just the freaking internet here blows. I got a maybe I'll just use that, you guys. So here, let's take a little break. I'll still check, guys, but we're not going to go. I want to show you the video. It's like a 2-minute interview that he did, and it's just like him talking. Then I'll do a Google search. I didn't do just like a Google search on this man. I did a Google search that was like several pages in, maybe 5 to 7 at least, and I did not find one thing about him. Not one thing that would make any sense compared to what we're saying. Let's see. And then if you've seen the video that about Dolly and his brother, and you think about, like, I have no issue with him, but then I think about, you know, supporting a household where that you know, I don't know. I feel weird about it. I hate that Clinton's case has been tainted with all this. Now, you know, and look, that's why I didn't hashtag Quentin in this video, because this is about the true crime community, the police department, and the coverage of his case is not about the case. And just don't want to do that. I don't. No. Okay. Am I any better now? Let's see. They do this with every case they protest at. It's going to be a guy with a similar name. Oh, thank you, Katie. That's sweet. Let's see. Verify everything she says. Well, I cannot find anything negative about him, but let's play this for a minute. I want you guys to see only like really right through here, just like his rawness, his realness, his emotions. You guys search too. Let me know. Try to find information on this man. Let me know if you find anything that says that he's into prostitutes and that kind of stuff. That is a horrible, you know, to put on someone, I don't know, without proof. I don't like that. I just don't like it. About decline, and so I did so attorney. I bet it was echoing because my headphones are acting up. No, I have not seen that, sis. I want to see it. I really do, but I haven't gotten to see it yet. Okay, let's see. I know.
because, we had to go through that together. Whether or not, what some folks thought of me or being the chief, it was only 2 years or 2.5 years after my tenure started, and it still was a mountain decline. And so I think that really was a turning point for us, to realize what's important and to continue doing good work. And so that was really tough. I don't know what can prepare you for something like that. You can think about it and you can say, okay, this is what I'll do and this is how I react. But when it comes, you're kind of like, you're confused. I mean, I was confused, let me just say that, because I wanted to do and say the right things, and be strong for the department when I'm not I'm a pretty emotional guy. I tear up pretty easily. But I knew I couldn't be like an emotional mess, walking around the apartment. So I really, had to really keep it together. We had a good team, and we were able to get through it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all can even freaking hear me. Oh my gosh, it was cutting in and out. So yeah, that's where he talks about, being an emotional mess and what an emotional man he is. And do you remember the very first press conference, which, you know what, I should pull that up. Let me pull that up. I just want to watch him. He almost started crying. The very first press conference. Hold on. It's only 7 minutes, so I'm going to play this for a second. There's many other articles and things. They're all basically the same, though. Every time this chief of police left a town or left a job, the entire town was heartbroken. They love this man. You see articles and events that were thrown to honor him, and it's not fair because he has not allowed the protesting for him to be, bashed like that. So I like him too, Lucia. I know, his was so quiet. Oh, I would love to watch it, sis. Maybe this evening, because at the end of this one, I have to run and get the boys. But when I get back, Ahmaud Arbery case in Brunswick, Georgia, which is only one county from Savannah. It's a good old boy system. Arbery case only got attention because of social media. Savannah has high crime rate and many unsolved. I remember that case. Hey, Mark. He does to me too, Chloe. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this is a little bit louder.
Afternoon. I'm Chatham County Police Chief Jeff Hadley. I'm joined today by FBI Supervisory Senior Resident Agent Will Clark of the Savannah FBI office. As you know, our investigation over the last 8 days has led us to the heartbreaking conclusion that 20-month-old Quentin Simon is deceased. We have named his mother, Leilani Simon, as the primary suspect in Quentin's disappearance and death. We have not made an arrest or filed any charges at this time. From the moment we received the 911 call reporting Quentin missing, we have
You know what? It's funny to me that true crime YouTubers that really have no experience with law enforcement except going to jail or being arrested, 20, 30, 45 times, want to tell law enforcement when to arrest, when to do this, when they, I cannot. The arrogance, you guys, it's unbelievable. And not only that, like, look what it's done to the case. I mean, number one, we haven't heard much about the case since, except for that the search continued again yesterday. But it's just taken so much focus around it, and I don't know. It's very frustrating. Let's see.
We have conducted an exhaustive search for him. Sadly, we still have not found Quentin, but our search and our investigation will continue, and it will continue with every available resource we have in order to give Quentin's family closure and see that justice is served in this case. I would like to thank the FBI for their invaluable expertise and assistance during our search and for the help they will continue to provide moving forward. We know that millions of people fell in love with Quentin Simon the moment they saw his face and learned of his disappearance. We have seen the outpouring of love and concern for this child and the outpouring of grief at the latest developments in this case. The men and women of the Chatham County Police Department share that same sadness, but we also feel very determined.
The same thing going on in Delphi case. Most YouTubers have no clue they affect investigations in trial stage too. Yeah, it's crazy. And hi, Mike Talk Show. I don't know. I don't understand. At least they made the case go worldwide, not forgotten. Milo, it's hard to not look at the negative when you have YouTubers publicly accusing the chief of police of the biggest investigation that this police department has ever seen, of taking it easy on them because they have prostitution in their records, or even calling them both prostitutes. You know? And you sound like a fucking idiot who doesn't think for themselves. Go do the research. See if you can find what you find on this man. Every single thing you find when researching this man is positive. And can get out of here. Here, let me keep playing because I want to get to the part. I want to get to the part where he gets emotional. I think it's important to see that as we're getting turned and turned and turned in different directions. I don't like it. I don't like it, and I think that if that's the case, then show proof. If he's really so horrible, please prove it.
We keep working as hard as we can and for as long as we have to find Quentin. Now, Special Agent Clark will have some comments, and then I'll return with some closing statements.
Good afternoon. My name is Will Clark. I am the Senior Supervisory Resident Agent in charge of the FBI's Savannah and Brunswick offices. From the moment the FBI became involved in this investigation,
and you know what? If people get mad at me because of how I feel, that's fine. But I don't think it's okay to accuse this man of those kind of things without proof and just stirring up the investigation more. And I've always, on my channel, have always looked into the investigators around a case that we're looking at and stuff. And that's just that.
In closing, I understand the intense interest in this case and know everyone has a lot of questions. I'll answer what I can. But remember, our focus must be on not doing anything that jeopardizes the integrity of this investigation.
To see that sentence, our focus is not doing anything that jeopardizes the integrity of the investigation. Meaning arresting them too early without the evidence, even if YouTubers and their audience demand us to. No, it's okay if people get mad. I don't care. I'm trying to be respectful, but also I'm not talking crap about anybody. I just know that when I've researched him, I've found really positive things. And, if that's the case, then show proof. But that's it. That's how I feel.
Or bringing justice for Quentin. So with that said, I'll be happy to answer what questions I can.
Look at him. He's even emotional there. I mean, you can tell to me, like with his body language, he seems like it, but
I cannot disclose any information relative to that. We will follow the evidence, and when our evidence leads us to search anything specifically or any specific geographic area, we will communicate that to you at that time.
Smoky Blue Days, that's kind of where I'm at with like that kind of stuff. I think it's okay to like the tips and the super chats and all that's awesome too. But I think like when a YouTuber like has a video that goes viral, say they make a ton of money off of it, it feels like they earned it, right? Like they put the work in. I don't know. That's kind of how. You're originally from Kalamazoo. Oh, how cool, Vanessa. So do you remember when he was there? I can't find anything negative about him online either. Now, I will say, to be fair, it is possible that you can get some help cleaning up searches when you, like, but seriously, look how long it's still going on with Summer and Harmony. I mean, for one, how awesome that Harmony, there's charges and an arrest, and how sad that there's not with Summer. And I don't know. I just don't know. I feel so defeated when it comes to Summer because there's nothing we can do, besides try to keep her name out there. But when her own family isn't doing that, I don't want to seem like I'm bashing every creator who gets super chats. That's not what I'm doing. I used to work in the service industry, and I certainly can appreciate good tipping for services. Yeah, I'm with you. I totally agree. But it does, like the ad revenue does feel like they've earned it. So I get what you're saying. Oh, I did too, Lucia. Oh my God, that was the most beautiful picture. I think of those faded flyers. I know. Barb, but how can, that's true. I mean, I guess to an extent, but I don't know. Like with Quentin, I don't know. I guess you could still put out flyers in case that he's not there. My red bear is still at Quentin's home. Oh, how cool. So you were there? Hi, Sherry. Welcome. Yeah, and you know what? This video, I challenge you guys. If you like, if you can find anything negative, like that shows that I'm wrong here, and this man is this horrible, awful creep, please send it to me. Because if I'm wrong, dude, I'm human and I'm wrong all the time. I've made a ton of mistakes in my life. I have absolutely no problem owning my mistakes. So if he is a total creep, then I'll say it. But as far as I can find, I don't know. Listen to me. He bought it. I made idea first. He never gave me credit as usual. Aww. He bought it. I made the idea first. So do you have a show, Mike? Barb, I know the banner has been like a huge thing, but I will say I know that they ordered it when the other YouTubers had their signs in the front yard, and they put signs in the yard with their YouTube channels on it. And I think they were trying to like combat that. However, by the time it came in, I guess they were already gone, and that's just kind of what I know of it. But oh, welcome, Riddler. Thank you for joining. Okay, so have y'all really noticed that it all turns into bullcrap when these family get on YouTube panels and start talking to all the YouTubers? Okay, it does. I agree, because it brings up a lot of drama, but not in every case, which is weird. Like, think of, what is that boy's name? He went missing. Dylan. His mom's been on YouTube and stuff. Michael Vaughn. Now, there has been drama with those cases, though. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's been stirred up like this. Oh, you're a TikToker. How cool. I do TikTok too. I haven't done it for a while. But yeah, it's my TikTok is Alex Erickson 11. You should totally comment on mine or message me so I can find yours. I have no idea, Barb. I don't know. I'm not part of any of that. And I'm with you, Nay. I wish the baby's face was on it too. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, you know. If this guy's a bad person, it has nothing to do with the case. Two totally different objects. Well, Sharice, the thing is this, that he's being accused of a lot of corruption and different things and taking it easy on the family because they're, in someone else's words, because they're prostitutes and that's his thing. However, you know, when you search about him, every position he's held, he was cherished. They loved him. He brought communities together. He's built entire departments. He's tried to make a difference as far as like racial profiling and stuff like that, and not just like jumping in and assuming, but by doing studies. And I don't know. I just think, to me, he seems like he cares. I don't think he was ever in the landfill. Oh my God. I hope and pray that they find him. I don't pray that he's in there, but I do hope that they're not that far off with their investigation. Oh, that's awesome, Mike. Hey, Teresa. The first ones didn't make their sign or ask for it. Us over there's made it and drop it off. Good to know, Jennifer. Thank you. The lady on hospice couldn't even pass at home in peace. Oh my God, that is heartbreaking. I don't think his mom has amnesia. I don't either, Lisa. I think that's a convenient excuse. Oh, I love that, Mike. That is so cool. I try to do like a variety, you know, but it's hard. It's really hard because you can kind of like do a variety of things, and sometimes the more popular cases may shed some light on some of the unpopular ones. That's my only hope. I don't know. Hey, Scott. Unfortunately, the protest just created suspect sympathizers. And that's a good point, Night Stalker, because I believe you could be right there. I think it definitely would make people feel sympathy for them, you know. He's being persecuted by con artists. He shot his nuts. No, you're not. I don't think you are. Smoky Blue Days. To be honest with you, if in the landfill, I know. He's right on their road, in my opinion. Imagine if he was. I mean, I hope and pray that if he is, he's found soon. But why would they be so sure, you know? Could she have just been dumping evidence or something? I don't know. Go peek at her last live. She moved her logo. Now it's right over baby Quentin's face. Well, you know what? That's the whole point of this live. It was over the live from this morning because there were some really awful claims made against Chief Hadley. I liked him from day one. I don't know. You guys let me know. Did you like him from day one, or how did you feel about him? And so when I started hearing the claims about him, I started trying to research him, and like everything I found was really positive. You can do it. Go search. I searched um, Jeff Hadley, Chatham County, Georgia. Jeff Hadley, Georgia. Jeff Hadley prostitution. Jeff Hadley prostitution, Florida. Jeff Hadley Kalamazoo. Several things like that, and I wasn't able to find anything. It's not going to be. I'm with you, Tony. I agree. Found is found. That's what matters. Hey, Mark, and yes, if they, yeah, if they find him in the landfill, my thought has always been from the beginning, I hope that he is, they're able to find a cause of death, because we want the people that did this to him, the person that did this to him, to face maximum charges, not get away with some sort of accident or negligence or some kind of, No matter what he thinks in his private thoughts, he still has to protect BJ and her family as well as the community. Agree. I don't know. I'm curious how long the search could go. Anybody who might have an idea, let us know. If, in the landfill, this is week 4, if I'm not mistaken. See, where Summer, I can understand why. See, the reason that I think that, because remember at first, like even when Cher came on here and Billy Joe like was answering through text, we never expected her to, it was just going to be like a laid back chat, not asking questions or anything. But I think that once the protesters and stuff started showing up, she felt like she needed to prove to YouTube that she was being like transparent, so maybe they would leave. But that was just my thought process. But I don't know. And BJ had her meltdown with Queen Bee. That said everything. Leilani fooled it out on her daughter and rather blame boyfriend when it's her daughter. Both sides can be wrong. Agree, Barb. And you don't have to, just because you disagree with one thing, just because I wanted proof of this man being this monster that he's been put out to be, doesn't mean that I hate any creators. I have no beef with anybody. I don't care. I just want, I'm on Quentin's side, right? I just want the case to be protected. I want him to be found. I want somebody to pay for what happened to him. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Canadian Cookie. There's nothing wrong with protesting if you do it for the right reasons, but I think they've lost focus of Quentin and only concerned about views and money. Well, you know what? How do you put the focus back on him? Do you only talk about case updates? It's hard to ignore things like this morning, saying that this man is the things that were said about him. So, especially when you know that he's in charge of the investigation. I like him too, Teresa. I really do. I do too, Smoky Blue Days. He's great, and he's trying to solve Debbie Collier's case too. I liked him. Oh, wow, that case has gotten kind of crazy too. I missed ATS News had a video this morning that looked really interesting with that case, and I'm going to watch it. I just wasn't up yet when it started. Tony, that is true. I cover popular and unpopular. And by the way, just speaking of, if you guys have not heard of the case of Lyric Woods and Devin Clark, while there's so many people in here, that's a case that I've been covering. I actually me and LFT from Decipher podcast, and which Tia was with us too, video, and then Incognito Gypsy. Those are 2 awesome channels, by the way. We all went down there to the crime scene, and we talked to the neighbors and some of, the kids' friends. And Lyric was a 14-year-old girl. Devin was an 18-year-old boy. The 2 kids were gunned down by a fellow child, like another child that went to school with Devin. He was 17 years old. His mom was actually dating Devin's uncle. And the kid was just, it was just yesterday, finally, like the final touches moved to adult court. It had been in the process, but if you guys have not heard about that case, please go check it out. That could use attention, you know. She got rid of anything illegal in dumpster before law enforcement were called. Oh, that makes sense, like drugs or whatever, any kind of paraphernalia. I heard that was Quentin's great grandmother. Huh. I don't know. Yeah, let's just try to be respectful of anybody in here, like even the people we disagree with, okay? And then that's just the best way. Even just because you disagree with somebody on one thing, you may get so mad, but like everything else in life, you may really connect with that person on, or every other case, or it's just no reason to completely like get angry and not be friends or talk with somebody. I mean, I know it's sensitive because we have this sweet, innocent little baby at the center of all this mess. Hey, Connor, what's up? How professional is it of him to give the YouTubers the middle finger? Jennifer, I don't believe that. So you believe Chief Hadley gave the YouTubers the middle finger? Number one, it wasn't Chief Hadley who was called out to the house. Those were patrol officers, okay? Number two, if I do not see video of that, I don't buy that. I am sorry. I don't believe that for a damn second. And it wasn't the chief anyways, if they did do it. Hey, Jay. Damn, it does feel like forever, which I think last night was my first live for like 4 or 5 days. I gotta take breaks sometimes. Yes, Mike, you are so right. Like Oakley Carlson, Harmony, drugs are at the center of a lot of these cases. I'm in recovery, and I still believe that if you have some kind of issue like that with hard drugs, you know, I'm not talking about pot, but if you're doing pills, heroin, crack, meth, I don't care, any of that shit, you should not have a baby. You just shouldn't. You may think that you're functioning, but no. They are suspending the search on Thursday because they're expecting a tropical storm this weekend. Oh, thank you, Sarah. That's good to know. I'll double check it, but appreciate that so much. We do, Lucia. I'm going to call the police department back today. I called the other day. I'm going to call today, and I'll be asked to send to his secretary again, and I'm going to ask if I can get a call back. If I hear anything, I'll let you guys know. Just make sure you watch for community posts too, because I may have to post it there. I wonder if they're so sure because they found a bit of him or blood somewhere. Night Owl, we do know that they covered the windows with some sort of like trash bag like material, tarp like material. So that would make you think there was luminol testing. If that's the case, you know, that's what they used to determine that Gannon Stout had passed on. However, with him, the luminol led them to find blood because they just saw a little bit. And then once they removed the light cover and the carpet and stuff, they were able to find a lot. And it was so much that they knew he couldn't have survived. Now, I'm with you there. I do think he made a mistake naming her prime suspect. However, I had an officer in here, Mark Milligan, retired. I don't know if he's retired or just quit, but he was a police officer. And he said that is a really common tactic to make other people comfortable, to make her nervous. It's to try to stir people up. It's just using psychology to try to make something happen. Evil, she did not say where she acquired it. She didn't, but she did say she would have every woman on her panel. But like I figured if there was all these rumors about him, if he was this awful guy, certainly like Reddit or somewhere would pop up with something within like 8 pages of Google, right? But all you see is stuff about different busts he was on against prostitution. Actually, him talking about officers that had been caught for that. You see community, newspaper articles where the community is mourning losing him. So COD is going to be near impossible to prove. Oh, I know, except the circumstantial evidence. They were wet. Now, is that true? Do we know that for sure about the PJs found in the neighbor's trash? There we go, Teresa. When you're getting paid to be there, you're not a protester. He's a piece of S and is corrupt to the core. John, why do you say that? The chief didn't give anyone the fingers. One of his officers did, though. I would have too, given who it was and what they said to him first. Now, I know they said that, but did they get it on camera? Do we know that? Criminality. Here, actually, I'll play it for you guys before we go, and then you guys can go do the research too and see if you find some of the things I find. Let me know if you find anything too crazy, but here.
We know that Police Chief Hadley allegedly had some prostitution in his background. Now, how can
Sorry. Hold on.
Police Chief Hadley allegedly had some prostitution in his background? Now, how can a police chief that can't follow the law, that, we're all about, breaking the whole ST trade, and here we have a police chief that has actually supported the ST trade in his own personal capacity. How is that man able to be a police chief when he clearly does not follow the law? He does not follow the law. And then I find it awfully equally odd that we have two women that are well-known prostitutes being protected by this very police chief.
Oh, thank you, Jay. You're always so sweet and such a pleasure. So he's accused of some big things. So maybe this video may prompt some them to show why they say that, or maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, no, Jennifer, you're totally allowed to ask questions. I don't know why you say that. I literally responded to your last comment saying there is Riddler. There is a no loitering sign now placed out in front of the house. Hey, Tammy, 2 or 3. Tony's place. I don't know. I agree. Stop bringing bootlickers. What are you talking about, John? As I was rolling my blunt just now, Lisa, I knew I liked you. Even though we don't agree all the time, I knew I did. Just now, I thought to myself, if I was in a situation of this kind, rolling blunts will have to come to an end immediately with no question about it. But that's just some, that's nothing. Blunts versus cocaine, big difference. You know what I mean? But oh, thank you, Lady Butterfly. You are the sweetest. That is way too sweet, and I appreciate it. Max, please stop coming in here and pitching a whole toddler fit if you're not respectful and you get escorted out. Yeah, and you know what? You can have any opinion in here. We don't care. We love it, all sides. You are welcome. Look, I have so many people I love that come in here that I don't agree with. Muffy is one, even Barb. I have Barb and I disagree from Summer case to this case, but I leave her in here because, that's not what it's about. That's not what friendship's about. I'm only friends with people who agree with me. Oh, thank you, Paula. I made the shirt. I got the plain black the plain black Kiss shirt at Walmart, but then I put the tie-dye on it, like the reverse tie-dye. I'll get some more. I do sell them, but I just don't have any reverse ones right now. I'm going to make some reverse tie-dye that don't have any logo on it or anything, but thank you, Crime Sleuthin, and thank you, Murder Candy. Okay, you guys, let's see. Yep, I don't hold it against him either. And they tried really hard to let them be there. That's what the criminality. I searched this morning for hours, reading articles, watching videos. Every single thing that I found on him was positive. You know? Yeah, Jeffrey Hadley. That's good. I didn't try that. I just put Jeff Hadley. I put Jeff Hadley, Chatham County, Jeff Hadley, Florida, Jeff Hadley, Prostitution, Florida, Jeff Hadley, Kalamazoo. You know. All right, you guys. I have to go get my youngins at 2:20. So yeah, criminality. Smoky Blue Days, not that I can find. But yeah, I got to go get my youngins at 2:20. And then I'm going to try to come back later. I have a couple different things I want to talk about, so I'm not sure which one. I know that Sis mentioned the someone from AWP doing an interview, which I'm wanting to. I probably won't do that one, just to be honest, you guys. I want to try to be really careful with that. I just don't. I worry that in the future that the victims may feel exploited or something. So, yeah. But anyways, I have a couple other things that I want to talk about. So I hope that I'll see you guys tonight. The life of a hooker. Really? You guys are crazy. All right. I love you all, and I will see you tonight. And I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, don't be hateful on here just because you disagree with somebody. You might learn from them. You might teach them something, but you ain't going to do shit when you're sitting there just completely putting them down immediately because you don't agree. Okay? Just be nice to each other. There's a lot of negativity out there, and yeah, just be nice. I love you all, and I hope you have a great day. And oh, welcome, Lady Butterfly. When did you join? How did I miss that? Thank you. All right. I love you all, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon, okay? Bye. Thank you, mods.